But we now want to cross over to our Chemutai Gowin, who is in Mashimoni, and we know that there was some incidents there earlier that she can shed light on. Chemutai, what's the latest?
Well, Wahiga calm has been restored here at the Mashimoni quarters polling station. Earlier in the day, it was one of the polling stations that witnessed one or two incidents of a bit of scuffling, and there were claims of voter bribery. There was an individual who was arrested, and police had to take him away to the police station, and we believe that maybe action will be taken on him later. But so far here, calm has been restored. The police have are parked just outside the entrance of the polling station just to ensure residents who are there were many residents out there who wanted to come here, some just out of curiosity to see some of the political leaders that are coming in here to who are also agents for the various candidates contesting under their political parties. And there was a bit of shouting matches that would ensue, and we've seen our police are actually vigilant and ensuring that actually the process is going on smoothly. Security has been heightened in all the polling stations here in Kibra Constituency. We've managed to visit at least more than 15 of them, and all of them have actually, the exercise has gone on without hitches. The few hitches that were there were a few people finding their names missing in the register, and they had to go to the option of manual voter identification and before they can allow someone to vote. But just before we go into the details, let's speak to the Majority Whip in the National Assembly, Benjamin Washiali, who's also the Member of Parliament for Mumias East and also an agent for the Jubilee Party, which is fielding footballer McDonald Mariga in this particular race. Maybe just tell us, you have been able to go through various polling stations and just to look at how the exercise is ongoing. Are you satisfied, or are there things that you feel need to be addressed?
I think according to the rating we have had in this country, Kibra could be one of the most violent constituencies that we have in the country. But given what we have seen, a few wrangles that we have seen take place, I think it is we understand, because even the supporters, the voters here, there could be a bit of violence, but they will just still go on, forget about that, and proceed to go and vote. Therefore, we are in an area which is generally fairly a bit violent. And for us who are coming in for the first time, we are happy with what we are seeing, because we were expecting even much more violence than what we are seeing. Therefore, we are home and dry, and we are happy that our voters are turning out to vote.
It's 1 hour to the close of the polling stations. Have your supporters turned out in their numbers, or are you now still going out there to ensure they still come before the close of the polling time for voting?
To me, what is important is voters coming out to vote. Whether they have been voting for my candidate or they have not been voting for my candidate, I think that is a democratic right that we want to see happen, because apart from just being supporters of Mariga, who is a Jubilee candidate, we are also Kenyans and legislators who would want to see law followed. And we want to see a conducive atmosphere for the people of Kibra so that they can elect whoever will be the MP. Therefore, we are not limiting ourselves to our candidate. We want fairness, and we want a peaceful atmosphere that will give the people of Kibra an opportunity to choose whoever will be their leader from 8th onwards.
Thank you very much. And maybe just to hear from also Ditmas Barasa, who's been here since 4 o'clock in the morning, and you've managed to witness some of the scuffles that we've seen. Just tell us, would you say that the voter is politically sort of mature, and there has been some change in even the style of politics witnessed here?
I want to appreciate the voters of Kibra. They seem to understand what they want, and they are going for it, save for the fact that we have a few leaders who always believes in skirmishes, they believe in bloodshed, they believe in chaos and wrangles and threats and the propaganda. Because we've had several members of parliament from Jubilee, myself, Honorable Wasiali, Honorable Oscar Sudi, being roughed up by some people who are close, who are goons funded by the likes of Simbarati, the likes of John Badi, and the likes of Junaid Mohammed. But I think now this is a confirmation that we have a new dawn in Kibra, that the people of Kibra are no longer going to buy violence, but they are going to buy a manifesto and a vision and a hope that someone you have to sell to them for them to buy. And for us and my team, as we head towards the horizon of this exercise, we want to forgive those who try to wrap us up, because we believe in democracy, in the rule of law, and that everything happens for good for those of us who are believers, and that we are not hurt at all, save for a few people. Our good friend Lady Maluli Njendi was to go to the hospital for being attacked by people who are well known to be hirelings of our competitors. But I want to say this, that IEBC has really tried. The police have also did a very good job. Had it not been the police, maybe some of us could be in hospital. And that's why we always want to ensure that the rule of law prevails and that the best candidate wins, so that the people of Kibra Constituency can begin to walk with a different style, to sing with a new song, so that they can also begin to sing the national anthem with a new meaning, that this is a country for all of us, and we must transform the lives of each and every person that votes for their leaders.
Well, that was Ditmas Barasa, who is the Member of Parliament for Kimilili and also an agent for the Jubilee Party. And I must say, Wahiga, earlier on we spoke to Jubilee candidate MacDonald Mariga. He had come here to just look at how the process was ongoing. And we asked him how it feels to participate in an election that you are not a voter, that your vote doesn't count. And he said if elected, one of his main agendas in Parliament would be to push for diaspora voting to ensure that even those Kenyans who are serving the country in borders beyond those who are serving in other nations can be able to participate in Kenya's electoral process and also participate in the process of change. So that is just one of the things that possibly stood out, because it's unlikely for any individual that is contesting an election not to participate in it. But Wahiga, so far as you can see, it is calm. There are no queues. Initially there were very long queues in this place, but as you can see now, the IEBC agents, the IEBC officials are just sitting now waiting for any other resident who will come. And maybe when it comes to rush hour, around 4:50, maybe when most of the Kenyans will have come back home from work, the numbers here may increase and we may see better turnout. But earlier on, when we were in ACK Trinity polling station, we got to know that so far there was 30% voter turnout in that particular area, and the agents there were confident that the numbers would improve. There from the pictures you can just see those are the vehicles that were ferrying the polling materials, and you can see the police officers really shy of the media, but those are the officers that are ensuring calm and the peace is restored in every polling station, and particularly here at the Mashimoni squatters polling station. Wahiga, back to you in studio unless you have a question.
Chemutai Goin, thank you so much for that update. She's at the Mashimoni squatters. This is one of the polling stations. 30% voter turnout truly should be something of concern, and I'll be talking to my guest here in studio about that. And the pictures she's shown us of IEBC staff, pretty idle. So unless there's a last-minute rush, it seems that by 5 o'clock activities can end in most polling stations in terms of voting, and thereafter the counting begins.